Alright my friends, we're back here today at VetteSource in the production facility, or field as I call it, where we're going to answer the burning question here, is whether or not we can get these two ragged, worn out, abandoned Ram Air formulas to start, or do they suffer from that, what people, urban lore likes to call a typical Optispark failure, and that's why they were abandoned and left for dead. Now, I will say this, if you've been watching me for a while, I've actually got a video on Optispark, a description, operation, how it works. But one thing a lot of people forget when they pass around the info of what a piece of trash the Optispark system is they fail to recognize, is that it's not so much a piece of trash, it's just that people don't maintain their cars as well as they should, and the early design did suffer from a moisture condensation problem, just simply because of the heat cycling of the engine, radiator hoses, and water pumps maybe seeping a little bit of water, so it caused problems. But I think it was late 95, maybe 96, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but GM figured it out and said, oh hey, what if we put a vent system on the Optispark, which amounted to no more than just a hole drilled in the side with a rubber tube, pretty much, that allowed it to vent any condensation, moisture buildup in there, so it wouldn't have problems. So these both being 96 and 97 cars, I'm gonna give these guys pretty good odds that they may not have Optispark issues. I'm thinking that what they're suffering from is fuel pump issues, which is what most of these mid-90s cars had problems with, because they're all of them use the same fuel pump. It's really crazy how they utilize the same pump pretty much all the way around the system. So let's do this. We're going to keep this simple stupid. We're going to get us a battery. I'm going to throw this in here. We're going to spray some starting fluid down the throttle body, and we're going to see if it'll crank, or even it'll try. And if it does, then I know what I'm dealing with is a bad battery. Bad fuel pump. That's the luxury of getting old. You can repeat the words of what you're looking at when you're trying to say something else, but if you're old like me, you'll know that. You probably experienced it at this point. So, too easy to get sidetracked. So let's go ahead and put the battery in this. And let's see, well, there's our headlight motors. So we know they need to be rebuilt. Yes, I know. And that one, of course, is rounded off, of course. Let's just get that tight enough to crank. And this one done. Drive me crazy. First things first, let's see if it'll even crank. Let's see what it'll do. Turn this key forward. What do we get? Oh, look at that. Ah, interesting. Let's see what it does. Alright, so we know it cranks. Alright, so let's get up here and see what it does then. Alright, let's go ahead and do our starting fluid and see what this thing does. Got my helper here to help me with cranking the engine while I do this. Let's see what it does. Let's try, we'll spray it directly into there. If I can get my third hand working there. All right, well, I would say that works very well. So, proof of life of number 1 there. All right, let's go on to our next one here in a second. All right, we got another battery, or put our battery in this other car here. Let's go ahead and see if it will crank. I did hear the door or the key warning chime going off in it, which was productive. Let's see what it does. All right. Let's see here. Nope, nothing yet. Okay. Oh, I'd have to put it in park. There we go. All right, so that one cranks. So let's see what it will do here in just a second. Let me get my stuff real quick. All right, let's see what this does. Spray some fluid in there. See what it does. Let's see, one more time. Very nice. Okay, so that proves the point then, or the observation I should say, that later LT1 Optisparks actually are much more robust. We have a situation here where both these cars have been sitting for extended lengths of time. This one's straight up in a cow pasture, in the weeds, in the dirt, and where moisture regularly got underneath the car, and it still fired right up. It sounded really good, as a matter of fact. So both of these sound very good. So these being the last of the LT1 engines, I will probably go ahead, I'll take both of these out. I will examine them pretty closely because they're both actually higher mileage cars, but I'll examine both of them. We'll regas it one of them or both of them, and then we'll decide which one we want to do. We'll decide even then. I'm not sure if I want to put a cam in that other engine, maybe an LT4 hot cam with some headers. We'll see what we decide to do, but overall I'm very pleased. So we have proof of life for both of these cars. Now here's the other reason why I did this too, was that even though I have the tools and equipment to drag these around, these are 3,500 pounds of dead weight, and what I may do is go ahead and use this since I know they run. I'll make a video illustrating the proper way to remove, or to replace the fuel pump so that I can start these up and drive them on and off the trailers before they're dismantled. And I will not be doing a Bubba cut-off trap door in the back hatch area like is often done. In fact, they did it on this car, I think. Let me see. Oh yeah, and this was just ridiculous. They cut the entire panel off on that tank. And look, I understand why guys do it. I know there's an argument for ease of operation, but anytime you create an opening where fuel vapors are going to potentially escape into the vehicle, I know you're going to seal it, but even gasoline runs through sealants pretty. I mean, it wears them down. I'm not an advocate of anywhere where fuel vapors can become and infiltrate the inside of the car and contaminate your area that you're driving in. It's just not good sense to me, but what do I know? So that is going to wrap it up today. This is kind of short, but I just wanted to show you guys that yes, the Optisparks are not nearly as bad as people would imagine. Now earlier ones, I know that they had their problems inherent in that design, absent that one design change they did, but overall I'm pretty happy. So I've got two running cars here. We have the potential to go ahead and get these running again to illustrate a fuel pump change, and then we have this one here that we can continue to tear down and show you guys some of the inner workings of these. So I'm gonna wrap this up for today. I'll catch you guys next week and we'll go from there. Talk to y'all then. Thanks for watching.